Why does everyone in the Amazing Digital Circus keep getting shotguns? In the Season 1 trailer, we see Kanger hitting someone with the butt end of a shotgun, which was actually teased by Gooseworks around a month before the trailer was actually released on the Glitch Productions YouTube channel. What we didn't know about, though, is that Jax would actually get a shotgun in episode 2. And there are a few reasons that I found that the characters keep getting shotguns. The first reason is that it could just be a gag or a joke. A character could get a shotgun every episode for some reason, just for comedic purposes and nothing more. A show like the Amazing Digital Circus would do this as they've already been doing running gags in the show before, with Kanger getting spooked and screaming, startled by someone who they have already had a conversation with, meaning he forgot who they were and were afraid of them. So maybe characters getting shotguns, which seems out of place for the setting, could just be a running gag in the show. Another reason it could be is because the characters genuinely need a shotgun. Gooseworks has previously said that the show will be getting much more mature in the following episodes, so it's very possible that there will be a major threat to the characters and they will need to stay strapped. I personally think that one of the abstracted characters could escape from the cellar and they would have to be on a lookout at all times. In the episode 2 trailer, we see Pomni falling into what looks to be the cellar, so maybe it's possible that something could happen. The last thing I wanted to go over, which will be the most of this video, is the absurd amount of yapping that Gooseworks has been doing over on Tumblr. There has been so many posts that it takes a while to scroll through in just the last 24 hours. So I'm going to be going over everything that she has posted ever since the release of the episode 2 trailer. And as you'll see later in this video, what Gooseworks is saying will actually confirm some of our suspicions about why the characters keep getting shotguns. Someone asked Gooseworks for an out-of-context line from Ragatha in the upcoming second episode of the Amazing Digital Circus, and the line given was, "Oh god, that just sounds like murder." Honestly, from reading this, I can tell whatever idea Ragatha is referring to was probably made by Jax. He just seems like the guy who would come up with a plan involving murder, especially considering that he had a shotgun. In this post, someone asked Gooseworks why don't we see much of Zooble in the episode 2 trailer, and that's actually because they aren't in the episode a whole lot at all, but rest assured they will appear much more in later episodes. I wonder if this means that something bad will happen to Zooble, or maybe she just won't get a lot of screen time because the writers couldn't figure out a way to insert her into the episode. And guys, this actually makes sense because we remember from the pilot episode, Zooble wanted to sit out on the adventure, but instead she got captured by the Gloinks, and then Kanger, Gingle, and Jax had to go down to save her from the Gloink Queen. So there's a very good chance something similar can happen in this episode, where Zooble tries to sit out and then something ridiculous happens to her. Someone asked Gooseworks for an out-of-context line from Gangle in episode 3. And Gooseworks responded with, "Huh?" I really can't imagine this in Gingle's voice though, so I guess that's just another thing I'm going to be looking out for in the future episodes. In this post, somebody asked why Jax was separated from everyone so often in the trailer, and if that would be important for his development, and Gooseworks replied with saying he is a real bastard in the second episode. In an old teaser for episode 2, we can see Jax making Ragatha so mad that she pulls her hair out, so I could see why Gooseworks would say this. I wonder what he's doing wrong though. Someone asked for an out-of-context line from Bubble in episode 2, and Gooseworks responded with bleep nice. In this post, a fan asked Gooseworks what the name of the 2 crocodiles Gummy Goo is seen with, and Gooseworks told us that their names are Max and Chad. I wonder if they will play any big role in the episode, or if they will just be some sort of side characters. What we do know is one of these crocodiles are actually getting dragged by the car that Gummy Goo is driving. I honestly have no idea what this means, but I'm just excited to see where this goes. In this post, someone asked Gooseworks for an out-of-context line from Jax in episode 3. Why do people keep asking about episode 3? We haven't even got episode 2 yet. Anyways, Gooseworks responds by telling us that Jax will tell someone, "Don't ever call us that again." This quote could possibly be wholesome, because it seems that Jax is being somewhat protective of his friends. Hopefully Jax gets a redemption arc. In this post, a fan asks if people will still love Jax after the episode's release, and Gooseworks says that it depends on the viewer's taste in men? This gives me the impression that hopefully Jax won't be completely irredeemable by the end of the show's run, but there's no way to tell for sure. I'm just so confused what Gooseworks meant by this. Another person asked if we could get an out-of-context line from Jax in episode 2, and the line given by Gooseworks was, "Ooh, violence." This somewhat matches up with Ragatha's remark about murder, so it's likely that these 2 lines could be connected somehow, but we will just have to wait and see. This person asked Gooseworks what they should do about their friends insisting that the Amazing Digital Circus is a kid's show, and Gooseworks tells them to show them episode 3 when that comes out. This is is mildly intriguing, because for a long time now, Gooseworks has been hyping up how messed up episode 3 is gonna be. And now that episode 2 is so close, episode 3 really can't be too far away. Honestly, I'm starting to worry about what's gonna happen to the cast. Going off the last point, a fan asked Gooseworks which episode is their favorite, and Gooseworks said they can't really pick one, but episode 3 is definitely up there. And I'm starting to get very curious about what will happen in episode 3, because Gooseworks seems to not be able to stop talking about it, even before any teasers from episode 2 were shown. Another fan asked Gooseworks what's the worst thing that Jax has done, and Gooseworks tells us that we will get to see it with our very own eyes. I'm not sure if they mean in episode 2 or just sometime in the future, but my bet is because of Gooseworks saying that he's a bastard in this episode, we could possibly see the worst thing that Jax has ever done unfold. This fan asked Gooseworks if there will ever be a musical in the Amazing Digital Circus, and they told him that there will be an instrumental sequence at the end of every episode, but no actual singing. I don't know about you, but the song at the end of the first episode actually goes insane. So any fans of the songs will eat these new ending bits up. Someone asked Gooseworks for a random episode 2 line from Zooble, but of course there really isn't many, so they couldn't seem to give any lines. Gooseworks was asked by this fan, okay, last question, I swear. Do NPCs in episode 1 ever appear after that? For example, is it possible for Princess Lalalalu or Gummy Goo to appear in future episodes? And she responded with, you will have to wait and see. And now for the final Tumblr post we're gonna read in this video. It's from this user here saying, hi Gooseworks, have you watched any of Circus Master's theories? And if so, has he got any right? And Gooseworks responded with this image. And this image can mean a lot of things. For context, Circus Master is one of my close friends and we work together on a lot of our theory videos. But this image is telling me that Gooseworks is fed up with the theory channels, and that's because we're either getting too much right or we're literally getting nothing right. Again, we're just gonna have to wait and see what episode 2 is about, and then we can see if our theories were right or if we were completely wrong. But ever since the second episode of the Amazing Digital Circus has been announced, Gooseworks and Glitch Productions have been talking non-stop about many never before seen things from the show. So let's go through some of these teasers and see if we can find anything interesting, and maybe we'll see if any of these teasers have anything that can help us figure out why Jax and Kinger have shotguns. The first thing we'll look at is this teaser right here on Glitch Productions' YouTube channel community tab, and they posted this only a couple days before the episode 2 trailer dropped. First, we got this image with 4 panels, showing Kane as a silhouette pouring sugar, dropping some milk out, dropping something out of salt shakers, emptying what looks like a bucket, and breaking open a big bottom breaker and pouring out liquid. This image might not mean a lot to people, but this is actually a reference to the old Cartoon Network show, The Powerpuff Girls, specifically the show's intro.
Sugar, spice, and everything nice. These were the ingredients chosen to create the perfect little girl. But Professor Utonium accidentally added an extra ingredient to the concoction, Chemical X.
So it'll be interesting to see if there's any Powerpuff Girls references in episode 2. And personally, I think there will be. Another image that I forgot to cover was this image saying we are so bad. This image features Kane pulling Pomni, Kinger, Gingle, Ragatha, and Jax out of his hat. And we can see from the background that they are all in the new Candy Canyon Kingdom, shown by the Jawbreakers and lollipops flying around them. Now in the trailer, Glitch didn't show us how exactly they would get to the Candy Canyon Kingdom, but I think this image shows us exactly how. Kane will probably put them in his hat and teleport them there. At first, I didn't think this was possible because obviously the Candy Canyon Kingdom isn't inside of the digital circus. But in the first episode, we can see that Kane can teleport anywhere around the circus. And in the trailer, Kane uses those portals for something. So it's either that those portals will teleport him to the Candy Canyon Kingdom, or this hat might have something to do with it. Or maybe it's just promotional art. I have no idea. The last thing I wanted to brush up on real quick was the Wacky Watch website. And this website has not been updated since Pomni Wake Up It's Time to Go on an Adventure was released. And there's really no telling when it's going to be updated again. But my theory is that when they release episode 2, something will be related back to the Wacky Watch. And we will hopefully get teasers here that we can dissect and theorize about once episode 2 releases. But if you guys want to see my other videos covering all of the other leaks we have gotten, make sure to click on this video right here.